What's going on, guys? Your boy Boxing Facts for Fiction. I need you to do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. But I need you to do me a favor. Pause this video, go to the description section, click on my PayPal link, and donate to my channel for more videos like this. I will continue to drop amazing videos like this. Or go to the comment section. The link is in the comment section. Donate whatever amount you feel equivalent. Once you have donated to the channel, I appreciate your donations. Now let me get into the video, what you came for. Mikey Garcia will be fighting Richard Commey. It's a mandatory defense of his title, and I'm looking forward to this fight. Richard Commey is a game opponent. He was hot before he fought Robert Easter Jr. There's a possibility Mikey Garcia could knock this guy out. I feel like Mikey Garcia dug himself into a hole when he mentioned Errol Spence Jr. I feel like Mikey Garcia will fight Errol Spence Jr. He's not scared to fight Errol Spence Jr., but if you're going to mention a guy's name, the fans is going to want to see that fight. I think that's going to plague Mikey Garcia's career a little bit. The guy who mentioned Errol Spence Jr. and didn't fight him. I think he should have just moved up and wait slowly. Before trying to fight Errol Spence Jr. instead of trying to jump weight, do something like Kell Brook did with Gennady Golovkin, lost his eyesight. Well, almost lost his eyesight because Gennady Golovkin broke his eye, his orbital bone. Errol Spence would have broken Mikey Garcia's ribs. But now the fans are upset. They'd rather see Mikey Garcia fight Vasily Lomachenko because Vasily Lomachenko just called out Mikey Garcia. But guys, if you don't know who Richard Commey is, he's no slouch. He's from Ghana. He's a good fighter. He's very skilled. He's been in there with guys like Denis Shafikov and Robert Easter Jr. Well, I guess those are the two biggest names. But he actually lost to those two guys. But before those guys, he was undefeated. He had a record of 24 wins and 22 knockouts before he fought Robert Easter Jr. The Robert Easter Jr. fight was kind of close, so some could argue this kid should still be undefeated. And the Denis Shafikov fight was kind of close, but he fought this guy in Russia. Of course you're not going to get his decision in Russia, and of course you're not going to get a decision in America against Robert Easter Jr. So he had two controversial losses. So the guys, it's not like he's a bum. He's no slouch. He looked good against Denis Shafikov, and he looked good against Robert Easter Jr. Robert Easter Jr. did kind of hurt him with this one punch, but he managed to stay up, and Robert Easter Jr. couldn't finish the job. But people argue that that's the only highlight to the fight, that the kid should have won the fight, and he should have won the fight against Denis Shafikov. But that's boxing for you. But I think Mikey Garcia has his hands full with Richard Commey, because the kid is really slick. He's a good fighter. I'm not looking at an upset in this fight. I think Mikey Garcia beats Richard Commey. I think he beats Richard Commey convincingly, but I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight. It's a possibility he could get dropped in this fight. Not Mikey Garcia, but Richard Commey. Maybe Mikey Garcia could get the... But I still think it's going to be a competitive fight. I think the kid is going to show up. But I think Mikey Garcia may just be too much for the kid, because Mikey Garcia has moved up in weight and won a title in a bigger weight class. Mikey Garcia is just looking more like the more sharper fighter right now. He's beat guys like Adrian Broner, and he beat Robert Easter Jr. convincingly, and even dropped Robert Easter Jr. At 39-0 and 30 KOs, Mikey Garcia is a very polished opponent, very good fighter. He's been in there with some good fighters. He's fought guys like Orlando Salido. He fought guys like Roman Martinez. Those two guys actually fought Lomachenko. One of them beat Lomachenko, and Mikey beat both of them. He's fought Dejan Zlatichnin. He's fought Adrian Broner. He's fought Sergey Lipinets, which Sergey Lipinets was the bigger man. Mikey Garcia moved up to 140 to fight Sergey Lipinets, and Mikey Garcia floored Sergey Lipinets and won the fight very convincingly. Mikey Garcia is a nightmare for anybody he fights. He's a really big puncher. He floored Robert Jr. as well. So I'm looking for, but don't count Richard Commey out. He's a very game opponent. He's going to be very tricky for Mikey Garcia. He's a game opponent. He's going to come up. He's going to show out. But then this fight might even go the distance, because I've never seen this kid knocked out. He's never been knocked out. So this fight could go the distance, but we all know Mikey Garcia is going to get the nod on the judges' card. So I don't think the kid wins by this. I think Mikey Garcia beats Richard Commey, man. Ever since I seen what Mikey Garcia did to Adrian Broner, Robert Easter Jr., Mikey Garcia is at a different level right now. Richard Commey struggled with Robert Easter Jr. Robert Easter Jr. lost to Mikey Garcia very convincingly. But styles make fights, guys. Style makes fight. But I think Mikey Garcia is on a different level right now. We all know the fights we want to see Mikey Garcia. We want to see Mikey Garcia in there with guys like Vasily Lomachenko or maybe a Miguel Burchett. That's a good fight. That's a real good fight. Mikey Garcia versus Miguel Burchett. I love to see that fight. But I love to see Mikey Garcia versus Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko recently called out Mikey Garcia, man. Mikey Garcia didn't respond to that. Mikey Garcia versus Vasily Lomachenko, that's a big fight. Maybe a pay-per-view fight. I got to give Mikey Garcia credit, man. I picked Mikey Garcia to beat Robert Easter Jr., but I didn't think Mikey Garcia was going to dominate him the way he did and actually drop him. He beat him easier than he beat Adrian Broner. It was very impressive performance by Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia showed that he has a lot of heart. He has a lot of boxing abilities. He's just a dog in there to beat the bigger man. Mikey Garcia completely executed his game plan against Robert Easter Jr. Robert Easter Jr. last fight proved that he wasn't getting any better. We all should have knew he was going to lose to Mikey Garcia. I picked him to lose to Mikey Garcia. His fight against Javier Fortuna was a letdown. That's when I knew Robert Easter Jr. wasn't as good as I thought he was. And it showed against Mikey Garcia. But the fight I really want to see is Mikey Garcia versus Vasily Lomachenko. That's a fight I want to see. I'm sure that's the fight the fans want to see. Bob Arum isn't afraid to make that fight. I was picking Mikey Garcia to win that fight. But as of right now, it's a 50-50 fight, with me slightly leaning towards Vasily Lomachenko. Slightly. I think Mikey Garcia is a great fight, don't get me wrong. But I think Vasily Lomachenko is a different animal. And I think the fight goes the distance. If Mikey Garcia isn't able to knock out Vasily Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia wins the fight. But let me get back to this fight, Mikey Garcia versus Richard Commey. I'm looking forward to that fight. These guys have reached a deal, but no date yet. Richard Commey is slick, but he's not as slick as Adrian Broner. I feel like if Adrian Broner would have fought Mikey Garcia at 147, it would have been a different story. But Adrian Broner, he just didn't let his hands go when he felt Garcia's power. And Garcia just beat him up for 12 rounds. But it was kind of close. But I still felt like Garcia won the fight. I got Garcia going into this fight and dominating Richard Commey. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, I still see Mikey Garcia hands being raised. I don't see Richard Commey winning this fight. The only way for Richard Commey to win this fight is to knock out Garcia, and Garcia has a really good chin. It's not gonna happen. So Mikey Garcia wins this fight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more.